Epictetus, a tortured slave, became one of the world's greatest philosophers. How did he stay calm in all circumstances? His secret was inner freedom, something that no one could take away. Are you ready to discover? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any inspiring videos about Stoic philosophy. Discover valuable lessons to change your life today. He was born a slave. Not metaphorically. Literally. Epictetus came into this world owned by another man. In the heart of the Roman Empire, a place built on conquest and hierarchy, he had no rights, no freedom, no promise of a better tomorrow. Most would break under that kind of weight. Most would believe that their life had already been written by someone else. But not Epictetus. He understood something most of us miss. You can chain a man's body but not his mind. The world could strip him of everything, comfort, wealth, status, but it could never dictate how he chose to think. That was his. Always. While others sought control over land and titles, Epictetus mastered the only territory that truly matters: himself. His life became a message. It's not where you begin. It's how you show up. Every single day. Not as a victim of your circumstances, but as the author of your response to them. That's power. Not handed down by birth, but forged in the quiet discipline of a resilient mind. So the question isn't what's holding you back. The real question is, are you ready to free yourself from it? Let me know if you'd like the next paragraph to continue this tone and story. They beat him. They starved him. They treated him as less than human. And yet, he never lost himself. While the world outside raged with cruelty and injustice, Epictetus built something no master could reach: inner stillness. He didn't escape into fantasy. He didn't curse the gods or cry out, "Why me?" Instead, he turned inward. He asked a different question. What part of this do I control? Not the chains. Not the pain. But his thoughts. His reactions. His mind. And that, he guarded like a king protects his throne. In the silence of suffering, he made a decision. To rule himself. To become untouchable from the inside out. That's the kind of strength no sword can cut. No hunger can weaken. No master can own. He proved that peace isn't found in comfort. It's found in clarity. And clarity begins when you stop fighting what you can't change. And start mastering what you can. Would you like me to continue to part 3 with this same tone and pacing? One day the master grew angry and broke his leg. Imagine the pain. The searing agony. The shock. But Epictetus? He didn't scream. He didn't lash out in fury. He simply looked at him, calm as ever, and said, "Be careful. If you keep going, you'll break it." And then the leg broke. No cry. No bitter words. Just a quiet acceptance of the truth. This is what is. This is reality. What could the master take from him now? His body was broken, but his spirit? Untouched. Epictetus knew something that few of us ever grasp. Pain and hardship are inevitable. What matters is how we respond. In the face of violence, he saw only the moment. Not what had happened, not what was coming, but what was happening now. And in that moment he didn't resist. He simply observed. Accepted. Let go. That's the power of true mastery. Not in avoiding suffering but in embracing it with grace. Would you like to carry on to the next part of his journey? Epictetus didn't just survive, he transformed. From the lowest depths of slavery he rose, not by the hand of others but through his own wisdom and integrity. He became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers to ever live. How did he do it? Not by wealth, nor power, nor fame. He did it by cultivating a mind that was unshakable, by practicing the very principles he preached. In the face of hardship, he chose not to be defined by his circumstances, but by his character. He learned to shape his own thoughts, his own actions, and, ultimately, his own destiny. Epictetus became a master of the inner world, the one realm no one could ever imprison him in. And through that he left a legacy that endures to this day. A legacy not of riches or titles, but of a life lived with virtue, discipline, and unwavering strength. From a slave to a sage, his story proves that true freedom is not given. It is earned. Through wisdom. Through perseverance. Through a commitment to live by what truly matters. Would you like to continue exploring the essence of his philosophy in the next part? Epictetus once said, "No one can harm you unless you allow them." That's a bold statement, isn't it? In a world where we often blame others for our pain, our boss, our family, our circumstances, Epictetus flips the script. He teaches us that the source of suffering is not the world outside, but the way we choose to respond to it. Think about it. When someone insults you, is it their words that hurt? Or is it your interpretation of those words? The meaning you give to them that causes the pain? This isn't to say that life won't throw its punches. Epictetus knew suffering all too well. But he also knew that pain is a reaction, not a state of being. It's not what happens to you that defines you, but how you choose to process it. The key is not to resist the world, but to master your response to it. To realize that no one has the power to harm your peace unless you give it to them. It's in your hands, and when you realize that, you take back your power. Would you like to explore more on how this philosophy can apply to modern life? Epictetus drew a line between what we control and what we don't. He made it clear. There are things in life that belong to us, things we have the power to shape, to guide, to influence. And then there are things beyond our reach, things we cannot bend no matter how hard we try. We control our thoughts. We control our actions. We control our choices, our reactions, and the way we show up in the world. But the weather? The actions of others? The twists of fate that seem to steer our lives? Those, out of our hands. Epictetus taught that true wisdom lies in understanding this difference. It's the ability to let go of what we cannot control, and focus our energy on what we can. If it's raining, we can't stop it, but we can decide how we dress, how we respond. If someone insults us, we can't change their words, but we can change how we react to them. The art of Stoicism is not about controlling the uncontrollable. It's about mastering the inner strength to navigate the uncontrollable with grace. When we focus on what is ours to control, we free ourselves from the burden of fighting against the world. Would you like to dive deeper into how this mindset can transform your daily life? True freedom, Epictetus taught, isn't found in the absence of chains or the presence of comfort. It's not in the freedom to go wherever we want, to do whatever we please. It's the freedom of the mind. The freedom to choose how we respond, regardless of the circumstances we face. Imagine being trapped, physically confined. A prisoner shackled by chains, unable to move or escape. But even in that moment, you can still be free. Oh, by mastering your thoughts. By finding peace within yourself despite the world outside. Epictetus understood that the external world is chaotic, unpredictable, and often unjust. But your mind? That's yours to govern. And when you take ownership of it, when you decide how to think, how to feel, and how to act in any situation, you become free. He didn't just talk about freedom in grand philosophical terms. He lived it. Even when physically bound, he remained spiritually unshackled. The chains around his body couldn't touch his soul. And in that, he was more free than anyone who had the luxury of comfort. True freedom is found within. And once you realize that, no one can take it from you. Would you like to explore how this inner freedom can be applied in today's world? Epictetus knew the power of acceptance. He understood that life is full of challenges, but the key to peace is not fighting against the inevitable. His advice was simple yet profound. Practice active acceptance. Don't waste energy resisting what you cannot change. Instead, embrace it. Let it be. This doesn't mean giving up or passively allowing things to happen. It means recognizing that the struggle against things outside your control is futile. There are forces at play, circumstances, people, the world itself, that you can't dictate. So, rather than wasting your life pushing against the tide, you learn to navigate it with grace. Your attitude? That's where your power lies. It's the one thing in life you can always control. How you respond, how you approach challenges, how you face adversity, that is within your command. When faced with a setback, you can choose how to perceive it. You can choose to see it as an obstacle, or as an opportunity to grow. It's not the event itself that defines you, but how you meet it. The Stoic practice of active acceptance isn't about surrendering, it's about strength through surrender. It's about mastering the art of letting go, so you can focus on what truly matters. Your response, your peace, your power. Would you like to explore how to develop this practice in your daily life? Epictetus lived simply. He owned little, but his mind? It was richer than any emperor's treasure chest. While the world around him sought riches in material possessions, Epictetus found wealth in a far more precious place, in the freedom of the mind. He showed us that true abundance doesn't come from owning things. It comes from owning yourself. Owning your thoughts, your actions, your peace of mind. He had no grand palace, no jewels, no servants to attend to him. But what he had, no one could take. His inner peace, his wisdom, his sense of purpose. They were unshakable, far more valuable than anything the richest man could possess. In his life, Epictetus proved that the most important riches aren't the ones we hold in our hands. They're the ones we cultivate within ourselves. A mind at peace, a heart at ease, and a spirit that is free, these are the treasures that no fortune can buy, and they last longer than any empire ever could. True wealth is not about what you own, but about what you are, and how content you are with it. Epictetus found the greatest fortune in simplicity, in the profound peace that comes when you need nothing more than your own mind to be truly rich. Would you like to reflect on how to embrace this mindset in your own life? Epictetus' words didn't just echo through the halls of ancient philosophy. They traveled through time, reaching the ears of powerful leaders and thinkers, leaving a mark on the very soul of humanity. One of his most notable disciples? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor himself. A man who ruled the vast Roman Empire with wisdom rooted in Stoic principles. Much of his personal philosophy was shaped by Epictetus' teachings. Why? Because Epictetus spoke to something deeper within us all. Not just the rulers or the philosophers, but every person, struggling with challenges, grappling with suffering, seeking meaning. His lessons transcend time because they touch the heart of what it means to be human. The constant tug-of-war between external circumstances and our internal peace. The choice between reacting with chaos or responding with calm. The battle to control what we can, and to accept what we cannot. Epictetus' Stoicism is timeless because it's not bound by any era. It doesn't matter if you're a 21st century entrepreneur or an ancient emperor. The human experience remains the same. We all face hardship. We all need to find inner peace. And we all must choose how we will meet the challenges life throws our way. His teachings live on because they are more than just philosophy. They are a guide to living a life of true freedom and self-mastery. A life that speaks directly to the heart of every human, no matter the age or place. Would you like to explore how this timeless philosophy can influence your personal journey today? Epictetus often said, "You are free if you can control your desires and fears." This simple yet profound statement holds the key to freedom in every sense. In a world where we are constantly pulled by our cravings, our fears, and our endless desires, true liberation comes not from the external, but from mastering what's inside. Think about it. How many times have you been at the mercy of your own desires? Longing for more wealth, more success, more validation. How many times have you been paralyzed by fear? Afraid of what might happen, what others might think, what the future holds. Epictetus understood that it is not the world that holds us captive. It is our reaction to it. When we let our desires and fears control us, we are not free. We are slaves to our own mind. But when we take control of them, when we rise above the pull of instant gratification and the grip of anxiety, that's when we are truly free. This doesn't mean suppressing our desires or fears. It means understanding them. It means not letting them dictate our actions but choosing how we respond to them. It's about creating space between the stimulus and your reaction. And in that space finding your power. This is how we transcend the pressures of life. By mastering ourselves. By choosing freedom not just in what we do, but in how we think, how we feel, and how we live. Would you like to explore practical ways to apply this mindset to everyday challenges? The story of Epictetus stands as a living testament to one powerful truth. True freedom doesn't come from the outside world, it comes from within. Born a slave, bound by chains, denied even the most basic rights, Epictetus could have spent his life as a prisoner of circumstance, but instead he chose a different path. A path of inner mastery. A path of freedom. His mind was his fortress, a stronghold no external force could breach. Though his body was captive, his spirit remained free. His thoughts, his actions, his responses, they were his to command. No chains, no suffering, no oppression could touch his inner peace. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. Freedom isn't something the world gives you. It's something you take for yourself. It's the strength to choose your reaction. The wisdom to find peace no matter the storm. Epictetus showed us that when your mind is steadfast, no external force can break you. You become unshakable, impervious to the turbulence of life. And in that, you find the greatest kind of freedom, the freedom of the soul. In every moment you can choose to be free. And it begins within. Would you like to reflect on how to build that mental strength in your own life? Thanks for watching. If you found the lessons from Epictetus helpful, please share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to continue exploring the profound Stoic philosophies that will help you live more freely and peacefully every day. See you in the next video.